The first foldable iPhone could end up being Apple's most flawed product in years, and still easily become the best-selling foldable on the market. That might sound contradictory, but that's exactly the kind of position Apple is walking into with the iPhone Fold. Apple doesn't need the iPhone Fold to dominate sales charts like the upcoming iPhone 18 series. It just needs to outsell one device: Samsung's Galaxy Z Fold 7. And given the loyalty of Apple's user base and the hype that comes with any new product category from Cupertino, that goal seems almost guaranteed. But here's the twist: price isn't going to be the biggest obstacle. Analysts are already worried about the rumored pricing, calling it a potential demand killer. But history tells a different story. Apple has never struggled to sell expensive devices, whether it's the Pro iPhones, the Apple Watch Ultra, or the Vision Pro. There's always a group of users ready to spend top dollar just to be first in line. So if it's not the price, what could hold the iPhone Fold back? The real challenge is software. Foldables are only interesting if the software actually makes the larger screen useful. Samsung learned this the hard way. The early Galaxy Fold models stretched regular phone apps to fill a tablet-sized display, and the result looked awkward. It took years of work from Samsung and Google to get Android apps to dynamically adjust between the outer display and the inner screen. Apple, surprisingly, is in a tougher spot than Samsung was. Android uses the same apps across phones and tablets, just adapting layouts. Apple split its ecosystem: iOS for phones and iPadOS for tablets. That means an iPhone Fold running iOS will likely open iPhone-sized apps on a tablet-sized display unless developers redesign their apps specifically for this new form factor. And convincing developers to do that for a niche product won't be easy. Just look at how slowly third-party apps adopted Apple's new Liquid Glass design language. Now imagine asking those same developers to optimize an entirely new layout for a device that will make up a tiny percentage of iPhone sales. Realistically, a lot of apps just won't be ready at launch, which could make the foldable experience feel like a gimmick rather than a real productivity boost. And that leads to the core issue. The foldable form factor only matters if it changes how people use their phones. If all the iPhone Fold offers is a bigger display for watching content or scrolling social media, that's not enough to justify both the higher price and the thicker, heavier design. Samsung's strength with the Galaxy Z Fold 7 isn't just hardware. It's the multitasking features, the optimized apps, and the years of software iteration that made the folding screen feel purposeful. Still, even with those software hurdles, the iPhone Fold will sell. It will sell because it's the first completely new iPhone shape in nearly 2 decades. It will sell because Apple fans love being part of a new category, even if it's imperfect. And it will sell because there are millions of people who are curious about foldables but refuse to switch away from iOS. Right now, foldables make up less than 5% of the smartphone market. For Apple to win, it doesn't need to convert the mainstream. It just needs to win over that top 5% of tech enthusiasts already willing to pay for the latest hardware. Samsung's foldables have already proven the demand exists. Apple just needs to capture that same audience inside its walled garden. The real question isn't whether the iPhone Fold will sell at launch. It's whether people will still care about it after the initial hype fades. If Apple ships an innovative device but doesn't follow through with strong software support and meaningful updates, it could end up as another Vision Pro situation. Huge buzz at launch, a wave of early adopters, and then silence. But if Apple uses this first-generation device as a foundation and steadily improves multitasking, app optimization, and user interface design, the iPhone Fold could evolve into something far more influential. It could push more users toward a hybrid phone-tablet lifestyle, redefine what an iPhone can be, and force app developers to rethink their designs entirely. So yes, the iPhone Fold will sell like hotcakes. Not because it's perfect, but because it's new, it's Apple, and it represents the next big chapter in the iPhone story. But its long-term success won't be decided by price or hype. It'll be decided by whether Apple can make that big inner screen feel truly necessary, not just novel. What's your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments section. See you in the next video. Take care.